Hi everybody and welcome to a Futureshock battle report. This is the first episode of a Futureshock campaign. And if you haven't seen my video where I go through the rules and mechanics of the Futureshock game system, I'll put a link in the description. Here we have Set. And Set's not dead, at least not yet. But he is a space pirate. He has some experience, but other than that, not so much. He's looking for fame and fortune with his very small and inexperienced warband. Set is the leader of the warband. He has a skill of +4, and this warband is worth 20 points. So that's not much, but that is the recommended start size of a Futureshock campaign. And this is the beginning for Set, hopefully not the end. He and his 3 fellow Thrashers have just landed outside a supply station in their small shuttle. And according to rumors, there should be valuable supplies inside. What they don't know is how well guarded these supplies are. But what the heck, they are armed after all, so let's see if they can make it. The mission is simple. Get inside the supply station, scout the area, find the supply crates, and see how much they can take before they get out as fast as possible. All the Thrashers have a skill, and they have weapons, and they also have armor. So before they enter the supply station, let's go through Set and his warband. Set himself is the boss. That gives him a skill of 4. He's also the only one wearing armor. He has a Flak armor that's worth 2 points. And he looks unarmed, but he has a rifle on his back. And that rifle is +3. So the total cost of Set is 9, almost half of the entire warband. Set's second in command is Evangeline. She is a street punk. That's a skill level of +2, and she is armed with Katanas, no ranged weapons. That gives her a cost of 4 points. Then we have Millie. Millie is a Juve, the lowest skill level of only 1, but she's armed with a pistol that's +2 and a combat knife that's +1. And finally we have Hobb. Hobb is a Juve as well. He's only armed with a pistol. The total cost is 3. Inside the supply station we have 2 crates, and if one of the Thrashers is in base contact with one of the crates at the end of a round, they can search through the crate for 1 victory point. Potentially that's 2 victory points every round. But unfortunately it will not be so easy. There is a price on Set's head, and the station of course is not unguarded. The security crew of the supply station is a commander. He is a boss level 4 and he's armed with a pistol. That gives him a total cost of 6. With him he has 2 security officers. They are soldiers, that gives them +3, and they are armed with batons. That's only a +1 melee weapon. And finally we have 2 security bots. They are automated, so they only have a skill level of 1 and they are armed with pistols for +2 each. That is also a warband worth exactly 20 points. Their job, of course, is to prevent the Thrashers from searching the crates. They are also worth victory points if the Thrashers can kill them. Each one is worth 1 victory point except the commander, he's worth 2. If the Thrashers can win, eliminate the guards, they will also earn 1 victory point. And with all that out of the way, let's roll off for initiative. Set will roll the purple dice and the security officers will roll the blue dice. So let's roll a d10 and add the skill level of the highest skill, and that's 4 in this case. Both roll 9, but let's roll again and the security officers will win. Let's go to round 1. The security guards will enter at the opposite edge, and the first one to enter the supply station is a security bot. And he moves to the console here in the middle of the hall, and that ends his activation. The first Thrasher to sneak in is Millie. She has 2 actions, and she can immediately see the security bot, so she takes a move action and hides behind the sign here, and then she can take a shot at the bot. She has a skill of 1 and a pistol, that's 3. The bot has a skill of 1, but we will give some cover here behind the crate. Let's say it's a +1 cover for a total of 2 in defense. And Millie rolls pretty high, and the bot cannot defend. That's a hit. And the bot will lose 1 out of 2 health. That's enough to sound the alarm. The second bot will immediately deploy, and he will take 2 actions to be on guard. So everything that moves in the corridor here, he will be able to shoot at. Hobb enters just outside the guarding bot's line of sight. He will have to deploy within 1 inch of the battlefield edge. He will take 2 move actions, and that will take him into base contact with the green crate. At the end of the round, he can search the crate for 1 victory point, if he's still alive. A security officer enters through a door. The bot guards the right hallway, and he will then move to the left. He is armed with a baton and no ranged weapons. He makes a run action for 10 inches, and let's put him here behind a console where he will also be in cover. The next Thrasher to enter is Evangeline, and she can see the security officer. She's not armed with any ranged weapons. She will run for 10 inches, and she will stand outside the door to the room where she can see the second supply crate. The security commander enters the supply station. He is by far the most capable of the guards. He moves 4 inches, and his second action is to take a shot with his pistol at Hobb. He can see him clearly. He shoots with a quality of 6 with his pistol, and Hobb has a skill of 1, but we will give him a solid cover because he is shot at from outside the room on the other side, through the room, through the window, and that enables him to dodge the shot. He's not hit. Finally, Seth himself appears. He let the women go first. What a gentleman. He will move 4 inches, stay in cover here, and then he can take his second action, and that will be a shot against the security officer. Seth has a quality of 4 and shoots with a +3 rifle. And the guard is a soldier, and he will give 1 additional point for cover. Seth rolls an 8. He will not be able to resist that in any way, so Seth is on target. He will shoot the security guard, and he will lose 1 health. Only 1 activation remains. The second security officer with the baton will also enter through the door, and he will make a run action that will cost him 2 actions. He will move 10 inches and stay outside the room here. He can see into the room, and he's close to Seth. And at the end of the round, Hobb can search the crate for 1 victory point. Let's go to round 2. Round 2 will begin with a roll of initiative, and this is one of the optional rules. You don't have to do it every round, but I think it's cool that it's unpredictable who will activate first. And in this case, the guards will activate first, and the security officer armed with a baton will move to Seth and into base contact and hit him. Seth has a skill of 4 and 2 points of flak armor, and the guard has a baton and a skill of 3. He will only roll a 1 though, so Seth doesn't even have to roll. He will make it easily. Being in base contact, Seth cannot use his rifle. He could try to disengage and move away from the guard, but we'll see if he will try that. That's not without risk. But now Millie will activate. She will move forward. She's in cover behind the couch, and she'll take a shot at the security bot, the first one in the corridor. The bot has a skill of 1, but it's still in light cover. And Millie rolls a 4. But the security bot will only roll a 3. He will take his second hit, and he will malfunction. That's 1 kill for Millie. Not bad. The other security bot will make a move action and into the door to the room with the crate, and from here he can target Hobb. And that's a roll of 9, but Hobb will, barely, but he will make the defense roll. He will dodge the shot and is unharmed. Now he can shoot back, and his target is the security bot. He will fire with a skill of 1 and a pistol, and the security bot will have a defense of 2. And Hobb rolls at 10. The bot will not be able to get out of that one. He will take 1 hit. Hobb will shoot again. It is possible to take 2 identical actions. I'm thinking about house ruling this one and give a -1 modifier to the second shot. I'll have to think about that. But in this case, Hobb hit the target and the second security bot is out of action. But now, Hobb himself becomes the target. The security commander fires with 6 plus a dice roll of 6, that's 12, and Hobb can't dodge that shot. He will take his first hit and lose 1 health, and the commander will shoot again, and it's way too high. Hobb is defenseless here. He will be shot down with 2 quick shots from the security commander's pistol. He had some cover here behind the window of the room, but that was nowhere near enough. The crate is closed and Hobb is down. Evangeline will activate next. She could move to the crate here, but she would be a target for the commander. Instead, she moves inside the room to the second crate and into base contact, and she will only take 1 action here. She'll pass on her second action. But she can be seen through the window of the room, and the second security officer moves to the window. Now he would have to move around and to the door, but here he will try to see if he can slide through the open window and get into base contact with Evangeline, and that takes a roll against the environment. He has a skill of 3, and he will roll a d10 versus a d10 of the difficulty of his task. And in this case, it's just a regular d10 without modifiers. There are no strict rules for how difficult something is. You have to judge that yourself. And with a skill of 3 and not 2, as the die shows here, and a roll of 2 versus the environment dice of 6, he will not complete this task. Instead of sliding through the window, very cool and elegant, he will bang his head against the window frame. And his turn will end. Now it's set. He will stay in base contact and he will fight the guard with his bare hands. He has a skill of 4. He fights barehanded, that's 0. And he rolls 6, and the guard will roll at 10 for some reason. He still has a skill of 3 and not 2 here. And Set rolls low again, but the guard rolls even lower. Set will beat him, punch him in the face. Not enough to knock out him or kill him, but he will lose 1 health. And that will end Set's activation and the second round. Evangeline is in base contact with the crate. She can open the crate and search it for 1 victory point. And Millie took out 1 bot, as well as Hobb did. They will also earn 1 victory point each. Let's go to the third round. Another initiative roll for the round. And both the bosses are still in play, so that's +4. The guards roll 6, and this time Set will begin. Set himself will activate first, and he will try to beat the guard 1 more time. He rolls 9, and the guard still has a quality of 3, so he rolls 9 as well, but that is enough to beat him. Set equals his score, and that's a successful hit. He will slam down the guard. Then he will aim his rifle at the second guard. That will give him a total attack of 7 plus 3. That's 10, and the guard will roll 13. So Set will not hit. Again, Set's die showed 6 and not 7, which is correct. I'm sorry about that. But let's instead focus on the security commander. He will move into the room and at point blank range fire at Evangeline. He attacks with 6 and he rolls 6 again. That's 12. Evangeline will have a real hard time defending that. She's close, but she will be hit. And that's no surprise. It's very, very close. That will end the commander's activation. Millie will move towards the green crate. She's in base contact with the crate, but she can also take a shot at the security commander. She rolls 11 and the commander rolls 10. She'll hit him. He'll lose 1 health. Millie is in base contact with the green crate. If nobody stops her, she can search it at the end of the round. The security officer here will once again try to jump through the window and surprise attack Evangeline. And he rolls versus the environment die, and this time he's successful. He will jump through the window and land right next to Evangeline, who has all her attention on the commander, and then he can hit her. That will potentially take her down, but he only rolls a 2. And Evangeline will dodge the baton. She is unharmed. And since the guard is now in base contact with the crate, it cannot be searched. But Evangeline will activate now, and she's in base contact with the guard. She can only hit him. And she will swing her swords, and she will hit. She will cut down the guard. He will take his second hit, and he will be killed. Evangeline could now move away, but she will stay in base contact with the crate and search it. That will earn 1 victory point. And Millie will earn 1 for the green crate. And 2 security officers were taken down this round. That's an additional 2 victory points for a total of 4 in the 3rd round. Let's go to round number 4. The commander only has 1 hope, and that is to win the initiative. That's a roll of 2, really low, but Set will roll 2 as well. We'll have to re-roll. And the commander rolls 8. What about Set? He will be beaten this time. The commander will win and can activate first, just as hoped. And of course, he will try to gun down Evangeline again. And that's a roll of 10. Evangeline is hit. Really, really brutal. A mortal wound. And she will go down in a pool of her own blood. But the commander is not finished yet. He can turn around and take a shot at Millie as well. She will get some cover here, but not as much as before, because the commander is inside the room now. But the commander rolls a 1. There is hope, and Millie will make it. She will duck behind the crate and avoid the shot. She's alive. Maybe Set could finish this now and get away with the supplies. He'll move to the doorway and shoot at the commander, but the commander just hit the table, and he is in cover. Light cover, that is. That will be a defense of 5, and Set will fire with 7. Come on, Set. It's now or never. He rolls 14. Pretty good roll, and it is enough to hit the commander. As already seen, an equal roll will favor the attacker. So Set will shoot down the commander inside the room and take out the final enemy inside the supply station. A Warband boss will earn 2 victory points, and Millie will also earn 1 victory point. She's still in control of the crate. That's 3 victory points here at the end of round 4. So with all the victory points combined, that's 12 victory points to Set and his Warband. Evangeline and Hobb are down. We'll have to see what happens to them. A roll of 1 and they are dead. Then the scenario rules say that a roll of 2 or 3 and they are injured too much to participate in the next mission. And I have my own house rule, and that is a roll of 4 or 5 and they will recover 1 health to the next mission. They can participate, but it's also risky. And a roll of 6 or more and they will fully recover. So let's make the roll first for Evangeline. Set really can't afford to lose any points, life here. And it's an 8. Evangeline will recover with full health. She's ready for the next mission. So what about Hobb? He rolls at 10. He will stand up in great shape after this mission. So Set's Warband is intact and they have earned 12 victory points. Now he has to turn them into campaign points, and we do that with a ratio of 3:1. So that's a total of 4 that can be spent before the next scenario. They can be used to go up 1 skill level, but only 1 between scenarios. Zed could also buy extra armor or weapon, or maybe a new Warband member, that's also possible. Finally, the campaign points could add health. 1 extra health to a Warband Thrasher will cost 2 points. Right now, Zed will take his Warband and his supplies and get into his shuttle, and then he will leave for a new mission in search for fame and fortune. He still has a price on his head, so he will have to keep a low profile, of course, and he has 4 points to upgrade his Warband. Thanks a lot for watching this Futureshock battle report. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you will join me for future bad reps.